Hi everyone, today we're going to have a look at the diamond knot, and this time we're going to double it up to form a bulkier version of the knot. You can use this on your paracord projects, or you can also tie it in larger diameter rope and make tug toys out of them just by cutting off these free strands at the end. And so this is what they look like tied in larger stuff. For this demonstration I'm using 135 centimeters of paracord, or around about 4.5 feet, and I'm just going to start off by finding the center of this paracord, forming a loop, and then just placing that over the middle finger on my left hand. And then I'm going to take this right hand strand and just form an overhand loop and place that over the other strand. Then I want to pinch it off here where it crosses and just rotate that 180 degrees away from me. Then I want to take this strand here underneath the right hand one, take the working end and feed it underneath this strand that's running down my palm, and then up over the other side. Pull that all the way through. And then pull it tight until you get a shape that looks like this. So once we get this shape, we just want to double this knot up, and the way we're going to do that is by just taking this right hand strand up through that left hand lobe. First of all, just up through there, and then pull that through, and you'll find that it makes another lobe here at the top. So it makes this other lobe here. Just neaten this out a little bit. Now I just want to follow this lead all the way around, following the overs and unders until it exits the knot here where this strand enters. So you will notice it dives down through here. Take that down through there, pull it all the way through. Then it comes around and then up through that top lobe. And I just want to keep these edges here nice and parallel. So then we're going to go over this strand here, underneath these two, and we are going to exit out parallel to this strand over here. So we're going to go down through this section, and then out that side, and I'm just going to slip my hand out, pull that through. Then I can slip my middle finger back through that bottom loop, and I'm just going to get that strand out the way. So our knot should look something like this now. And now I'm going to do the same sort of thing with this lower strand here. I'm going to enter the knot here at this right hand lobe, and then follow that strand all the way around, following the overs and unders, and then exiting the knot in this direction. So I'm going to take that strand, come around, up through that right hand lobe, and you will see that now it's formed another lobe here down the bottom, and I'm going to follow this strand around here, following the overs and the unders. So it dives down through this section here. Then it comes up and around, up through this top lobe, around and under, keeping everything nice and parallel. Comes up through this bottom lobe, and then you'll see it'll go over these two strands here and under these two strands until we exit in that direction there. So over these two and then up again through that lower lobe. So you should end up with a nice symmetrical looking knot that has been doubled apart from the top and bottom lobes, and we should have one strand exiting out in this direction and one strand exiting out in the other direction. And then what we want to do is we just want to take this right hand strand, take it up through the center of the knot, and then we're going to take this left hand strand, we're also going to take that up through the center of the knot, then we can flip this around, and this is the loop that was around our middle finger, and we can just gently tug it a little bit, not too much, and sort of fold those lobes up, keeping this center loop identified. And then we want to take slack out of the knot, and we're going to do that by just locating one of these strands and feeding slack all the way through, following that strand along. And it's best to do it bit by bit. I end up taking 2 or 3 goes to tighten the knot right up. So I'll just take one strand, find where it's got some slack in it, and then pull that through. Follow this around and try and keep each of the strands parallel as much as you can. Just keep following this right around until you get all the way to the other side. Here we go. Once you get to this loop section, this is where you can sort of adjust your loop size. The first tightening doesn't matter too much, but just adjust the loop to the size you want and then keep feeding the slack through. So that's our first tightening, and you can see the general shape of the knot. I'm probably going to do this another 2 times all the way through until we get it fully tight, and then I'll show you the finished piece. And so there it is, fully tightened up.